Hey, everybody, it's Becky Droz, and you are watching the Gorilla HR podcast. Thank you for tuning in today. So, we are recording at the end of January 2026, and this is a difficult time for our nation. Right now, there are a lot of things happening. There's a lot of civil unrest, and it's upsetting. It's upsetting to me, and I know it's upsetting to a lot of you. One of the things that I saw recently was around awards ceremonies. So earlier this month, we had the Golden Globes, and right now we have the Sundance Film Festival happening. And one of the things that I've been seeing is celebrities using their celebrity status and wearing pins and drawing attention to some of the activities of ICE. I have seen people that have the ICE out pins, or they are wearing Be Good pins in honor or in memory of Renee Good, who was shot and killed by ICE officers in Minneapolis. This month, we also had the death of Alex Preddy, shot and killed by ICE. It's upsetting. It's happening. I don't like it. But I see these people that are wearing pins and drawing attention to the issue. So I encourage all of you to take activism however you can, whatever is safe, whatever is comfortable for you. Certainly reach out to your reps, call your senators and representatives, and let them know how you feel about different issues, whether it's ICE or other. Now is not the time to be silent. So use your activism, and you can use it whether you wear buttons or through fashion. Now is the time to do that. Speaking of fashion, we are going to continue down that path today, not with our ICE buttons, but we are going to be speaking with Joni Hough. She is the owner of Rise Up Consignments in the University City of the Charlotte area, and she and I are going to be talking about interview outfits and what to wear to your interviews. Joni, thank you so much for coming to see me today.
Oh, thank you for having me today.
So I want to talk a little bit about your shop. So you've got Rise Up Consignments up in the University area in Charlotte. Tell us a little bit about it.
So it's a consignment shop for professional women's clothing. We like to say from corporate to business casual, we've got you covered.
Okay.
Literally.
Let me ask you this. So when I was younger and I looked in all the magazines, I really felt like I was going to need a lot of clothing that took me from day to night. And I feel like that never really happened for me.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe it was just the clothes. Like I felt
you
like
bought versatile clothes that worked for day and night.
I think it was, but I really thought that there was going to be a lot more pressure on that as I entered my professional life, and it wasn't.
I feel like the magazines really were big on that.
Well, since I'm not so worried about that today, I do want to spend some time talking about what people should wear in all of these different scenarios. And so for the things that you've got in your shop. So I will say that in my HR career, I've had the opportunity to see people come into interviews. Let's start with that. So I have seen people come in all kinds of crazy things. Where I'm thinking, why did you think that this was a good idea? So when I think about an interview, I think it's important to focus on what is the organization that you're working for? Like, what is their vibe? What does it look like? What do people wear? I have seen that in a professional setting where you saw people that came in really casual or that came in like a way overdone suit. And it was kind of like somewhere in the middle would be good. Like, why is that happening?
I think it's happening because people aren't doing the research.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can see from going to a company's website or business's website, what is everybody wearing there? And I think you want to go one step above that in your formality level for an interview.
Okay. So do your research, which of course the HR perspective is always do your research on the company that you're going into, not just for clothing, but for everything. So that makes sense. So do your research and then a step above.
One step above. Yes.
Okay, I like that. What about accessories and shoes and all of that other stuff?
So accessories, you want to keep it minimal. This necklace I'm wearing today is probably a bit much for an interview. The earrings are probably a bit much for an interview, but for every day, they're fine.
How do people keep like their own style or their own flair? Because I always felt like I don't want to be too vanilla and boring, but at the same time, I don't want to be, too over the top and too crazy.
I think with the interview, you want to err on the side of don't be too over the top and crazy.
Okay.
Be more vanilla.
Okay.
For the interview. Once you get the job, you can start putting a little personality in.
Okay.
And I think the personality comes in with a little color, not too much. Don't go in with purple hair for the interview, probably,
I had pink hair for a while, and it was when I was working in a manufacturing facility. And so dress code there was definitely more casual, jeans and t-shirts. So in that case, like even people coming in for an interview, if they were wearing jeans and a clean t-shirt, it was like, that's perfect because that's what you're going to be wearing in this type of role. And so that was the place where I was like, I could have just a little pink in my hair. And, actually I had to wear a hairnet anytime I was out in the production area. So it was like, you could hardly even see it anyway. But I agree, if somebody came in with the hair, like, I don't know. Actually, I would have loved it. But I think that's good. Though. Be conservative.
Be conservative. Show your personality, but know that you may be fighting against your personality a little bit. You may have to overcome it.
Yeah.
And when you're looking for the job, you don't want to give them a reason to not hire you.
Yeah. And that would be a silly one. Mm-hmm. Of course, somebody could also run afoul, like an organization, depending what they're basing it off of, could run afoul of some EEO laws and discrimination issues.
Absolutely.
But even apart from that, just thinking about kind of the general professional behavior and looks, like that's what we're going to really focus on right now.
And you want to consider the organization.
Yeah.
If I were a lawyer, I would not have purple hair going into a courtroom in front of a judge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
However, I own a boutique.
And so you can.
And so I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a staff member who also has purplish blue hair. Yeah. And so for us, it's not a problem.
Yeah. I think you're right, though, that's the research piece of it, right? Like, and Absolutely. What is the culture of the organization about? Makes sense. So we're going to look at some of these outfits. You've brought some samples for us. And then I also brought some things that, since it is a consignment shop, want to get your, like, is this something that people would want or not want? And so let's go ahead. We've talked a little bit about the interview process. So let's start there and let's look at some clothes.
Absolutely. That sounds wonderful.
All right, Joni, let's start by looking at an example of something that somebody could wear to an interview. Let's do something that is really just simple and easy and clean for that person who is like, I don't know what to wear. I don't do this. I don't get dressed up for interviews. So what do we do for that person?
So this is, for example, somebody who's going for a job in finance or legal. We've got a classic suit with a little pinstripe. We want to stick with the conservative colors: black, navy, tan, charcoal.
Okay. Yeah. I would have worn something so much like this early in my HR career when I was interviewing for like senior generalist or HR manager type of roles. And I would have done like this navy, and then I would have worn pink shoes with it.
I would have loved that.
That would have been my little pop of like, I'm still me and I have to have fun. So
exactly.
I could go with the conservative, like nothing crazy, but the shoes would have been something else.
Right. Love that.
Cool. What else you got for me?
So next we have what I would wear for just a general business. For example, if you are applying for an HR position or a nonprofit or something like that, we've got, hangers are crossed.
And I can help you hold all these too.
Okay. So if you want to hold the blazer, got a nice brown blazer. It's velvet, so it's got a little texture to it. We've got a little shell to go underneath it. And then we've got the pants. It all coordinates. It's not super matchy-matchy, but it does all coordinate.
And this is a size 8. I feel like it might be a little small, but I feel like I have to try this on, and this may have to come home with me.
We can do that.
I love a velvet blazer. Yeah. It's super cute. Now, these things I notice have tags on them.
They are straight from the shop.
Wow. Like, and I'm saying like tags, not like it's like everything is ready to go. So like this is available in her store.
Absolutely.
Now tell me, like, from a price point, like, I mean, I feel like a velvet blazer would be pretty pricey, but in your shop, like what kind of, like compared to what you might pay for brand new retail?
It's about 40 to 50% of retail price.
Okay.
In the consignment shop. So you're not paying that full retail price. And if I had my glasses on, I could tell you how much.
Oh, $20.
$20 for that.
Yeah.
Velvet blazer.
Yeah.
From the Gap.
I love it. Yeah. I'm going to be trying this on when this camera turns off. Cause yes, so cute. Yeah. I love that you've got these things that are all like coordinated and cute.
And these is, to the best of my ability to recollect, all came from different places.
Yeah.
Which I kind of love. The suit there came from one person, but.
Sure.
And that person is a C-suite executive. So.
Okay. Yeah. So these things are coming from all different kinds of people in different roles.
Exactly.
I feel like I've got all kinds of things that could be in the shop in a variety of sizes. So we're going to get there. I'm going to share those with you.
And we are size inclusive. We do all the way from double extra small through, I've got some things that are 4 and 5X at this time.
Awesome. I love that, size inclusive.
Next, I'm thinking if you're going for a tech interview. So In the tech field, you're not going to want to go as dressy and as formal. And this is going to be a little staticky, of course, because it is cold outside.
I like this.
So we've
look.
got a dark jean. We want to stick with a dark jean, not a light jean for that. And then just a nice little blouse with it.
I feel like this would be my day to night outfit. Like I could wear
This would have
to
been
the
your
office
day to
with
night
some
outfit.
little like pointed, kitten heels, and
There you go.
Yeah, super cute. I think that's
And you
interesting.
do want to keep this with a nice flat, closed-toed shoe.
Yeah. I like that you mentioned for tech, because in my mind at first I think, well, in a kind of professional role, would you do that? But a lot of tech people I know spend time on the floor and they're plugging things in and moving equipment around. So wearing a jean, appropriate.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then
fun.
I also brought one for creative field, because if you're in a creative field, you need a pop of color.
You get to have a little more fun.
You do get to have a little more fun.
I want to have fun. But I also don't want to have to wear like the real work clothes very often anymore.
This is true. And that's something we want to mention. You don't want to go to the interview in your yoga pants.
Yes.
Soft pants are great. They're
Yes.
wonderful in a Zoom call. They are not for your interview.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And even just thinking from the perspective of the interview again, compared to what you might wear day to day.
Absolutely.
So something like this, where you've got the separates and you've got this nice sheath dress and then the matching blazer to go with it, that would be great for an interview. But yeah, you might not need to wear that every day.
Right.
It could be client meeting, something
Absolutely.
where
when
you
you're
have to step it
client
up.
facing,
Yes.
you want to wear it. When
Yes.
your day to day, this isn't necessarily as dressed up as you're going to be, although it may be.
Right. Yeah. So in your shop, if you have people who are coming in and they're looking at things or trying on, or they say like, I don't know, can they ask you? Can people just be like, look, I have an interview and I don't know what I'm doing?
Absolutely. I love when that happens.
Okay, cool. So you don't have to know everything.
You don't.
You've got help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're there to help. Absolutely.
And you've got the whole thing, like the accessories, the shoes.
We do. We have the shoes, the purses, the jewelry, the whole nine.
And if you have things in your closet, now's a good time to take them over there.
Absolutely.
How does that process work?
So we do it by appointment.
Okay.
And we have people come in. They bring in up to 30 items of clothes at a time.
Okay.
We look at them. We make sure they are of a quality at which we can sell.
Mm-hmm.
Zippers are working. If it's a belted dress, it's got the belt.
So you're not going to get something janky where the zipper doesn't work and the buttons are missing.
Exactly. You're not going to find something with a stain on it in our shop.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. So I have lots of clothes and I have lots of things that I don't wear anymore. Part of it might be size, just like changes in weight and fluctuations from back from COVID and being at home all the time back to being more active and being out in the world. So I've got lots of things. So I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to share some of these things. So I have, and I didn't put these on hangers because I'm not fancy like you are. This is a Casper sheath dress, and I would have worn this with any number of different blazers. Black, if I needed something conservative. I had like a more denim blazer. So lots of different options that I could wear this with. So is this the kind of thing that we might find in your shop?
I think I have a dress similar to that in my shop already. I have a gray one that's a Casper, very similar to that. So that would absolutely fit perfectly in our shop.
Okay, perfect. I love it. And good for an interview with a little jacket.
Absolutely.
You may not want cobalt, but I would.
I would.
So here we've got, this is another Casper wrap style dress.
Perfect. Perfect for just every day on the job.
Yeah. Nice
I don't know
environment.
Right. With the right blazer, you could wear it for the interview. Otherwise, I would wear that just in the office after you get the job.
Okay. I like it. I like it. We'll do a couple more. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, now I'm just throwing things on the
Now
floor.
we're just throwing things all over the place. This is why we can't have nice things.
Okay. So this one is a skirt. This is a Ralph Lauren skirt. Black. I don't know my fabric, so I don't know what this material is called.
It's a satin with a little sheen to it, probably.
Yes. Is this work appropriate?
That is more for an event that you have at work.
Okay.
So the holiday parties, or if you've got an after hours event, that's what that's for. I wouldn't necessarily wear that one for the job, but I would absolutely wear it for that special event that you've got going along with the work.
Okay, so something work adjacent.
Work adjacent, exactly.
Maybe that special evening networking event or annual meeting, something fun like that.
Absolutely. You dress that up a little bit for the annual gala.
Yes, love it. Okay. I'll show you. Let's do one more. Let me find something. This one is, hold on. I'm still digging. Don't go away, folks. Okay, here we go. So this one, this is a J. Jill dress. and a brown color. Talk to me about this one. Now, it's hard for you to see this on camera, but it's got the high-low hem. And so I want to hear, like, where should this dress be worn?
That dress can be worn to work. It also could be a nice weekend dress that you wear or for a more casual event.
Okay.
But you throw a blazer and some boots on with that, and it's perfect for right now at work.
Okay. That's why I have all these dresses, because I love the idea of, put a blazer with it and wear it to the office.
Right.
Or
Or if it's the weekend, you throw a sweater with it and you're
Yes.
great.
Yes. So lots of options.
Options,
Yes.
exactly.
Which is great if you're looking to buy clothing, especially if you go one to the consignment shop, because as you know, you're going to get things that are clean and quality because they are not just taking any old junk. But then also you can get some good pieces at a good price point that are very versatile. So that can help as you are maybe going back to work.
Absolutely. Going back to work. Or if you've had a weight fluctuation and you need to update your wardrobe, or if you're being called back into the office now. A lot of folks are being called back into the office.
Lots of people going back to the office. Every time I talk to somebody new, they're like, yeah, I love the hybrid, but like now it's 3 days in the office and we're going to 4 days in the office. And so for a lot of folks, I know they simply don't have the clothes anymore for that.
Right. Like I said, the yoga pants are great, but they're not for the office most of the time.
Yeah. Unless you work in a fitness studio.
In which case, by all means, wear the yoga pants.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now you did mention you have some accessories and things like that. Years ago, when I was just a little baby HR generalist, we were interviewing for somebody on the team. So it was our HR director and then me and another generalist. And we had a woman that came in for the interview and she has these bracelets on, like bangle bracelets, a lot of them. And when she would walk from one office to the next, they were like jingle, 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 jingle. And when she left the interview, I said, like, we cannot hire that person because those bracelets are driving me crazy.
And that's the thing. You don't want anything that's going to be distracting.
Yeah.
You don't
say that again. I think that's really important.
You don't want anything that's going to distract from what you have to say and who you are.
Yeah.
Especially in an interview.
I like that. Okay. So we don't want to be distracting. You want to be emphasizing all the great things about you and make it so that you feel comfortable, that you would fit there, but also then highlight, of course, all your skills and experience and all that important stuff that hopefully that's what they're really focusing on. But there's certainly nothing wrong with looking your best while you do it.
Well, and you want to go in with confidence. And if you don't look your best and feel your best, you're not going to show up with the confidence you need for an interview.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other tips for interview outfits, things that people might need to be thinking about?
Fit. Make sure it fits you well. Make sure you've either steamed it or ironed it. That beautiful pink dress, it's linen. It did not get here without wrinkles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want to make sure that, you maybe don't want to wear the linen dress to the interview because when you put your seatbelt on in the car,
it's going to wrinkle. Yeah.
So think about things like that.
Yeah, those are definitely great points. I think certainly just the cleanliness and the pressing things or steaming things, I will tell you, I don't iron. I don't like
to
throw it
back in the dryer.
I don't iron. Yes. And so there is that little refresh cycle. I will use that.
Throw a wet washcloth in with it.
Ooh.
It will steam the clothes.
Perfect. So you've got a tip there. Wet washcloth in the dryer, give things a little refresh. But I think that's a good point. It doesn't have to be a really expensive outfit. Absolutely. You don't need to go spend a lot of money on something that you don't intend to wear very often. But whatever it is that you do put on, you want to make sure that it's in good shape, that it's cared for, that it's clean, that it's in its best shape.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. What else? Anything else?
I would say makeup. Makeup is a little tip. You want to wear, if you're a makeup wearer, you want to wear some makeup, but you don't want to go overboard with it.
Yes, that's an excellent point too. I think it's important to think about, again, the environment and know the environment.
Want a day look. You don't want to look like you're about to go. There's a shop right down the street from mine that is great for clothes when you're going to the club.
Yeah.
And there's a place for that and a time for that.
Yeah.
Your job interview is not the time for the club wear.
Yeah. So no club wear. Conservative makeup. Not the time to do like the crazy new trend, whatever that might be.
Right.
Okay. Right. Okay. I like all of these different things. Now, I am going to ask you something, which I don't think I was going to ask you this, but you also are a photographer.
Yes.
So one of the things that I have struggled with is what to wear for pictures and headshots. So I have different social media in my LinkedIn and things like that. And I never know what I should really be wearing to look good in a headshot. And should it be a suit blazer? Should it be a casual? I don't know what to wear. Help me.
Okay, you should get a variety of pictures so that you have the variety to choose from for the different, because where you're using the image is what matters.
Okay.
So you want to think of the audience. So if you're going to be using the image when you're doing a keynote speech, you need to use a different look than if you're using it just on your social media.
Yes. Okay.
So you want to get a variety of looks from your photographer. You also want to stick with solid colors.
Okay.
Prints do not photograph well.
Okay. This is important. Prints don't photograph well. I'm a big fan of a stripe, but I shouldn't wear that for my headshots.
You probably shouldn't wear that for your headshot because it's also going to make it very difficult and challenging for your photographer to do any kind of edits on there.
Oh.
And if you want to be photoshopped, you want to make
Okay.
that as easy as possible for your photographer to do that.
Okay. So no stripes, no crazy prints because they don't photograph well.
They don't. And you also don't want to take away from your face in your imagery.
Yeah.
Because whatever you're wearing, if it's too distracting, it's going to take away from how beautiful you are.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
Even like our interview, we want to be enhancing, not distracting from our great selves.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Joni, thank you so much for coming
You're
and sharing
welcome.
some examples for us. And again, check out her store, Rise Up Consignments, up in the University area of Charlotte.
It's also available online at riseupconsignments.com. And everything we have in store is available online, and we ship anywhere in the U.S.
Oh my gosh, did y'all hear that? So if you need some of these looks, go onto her website. You can buy these items and they will ship to you in the U.S. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so now we are set. We know what we're going to wear. We are ready to roll. So I think we probably should not wear our ice buttons, but maybe do your research on the company, right? Maybe the accessory that you need for that interview outfit is some sort of button that is related to your social activism. So with this last segment, I love to do, oh my God, Becky, look at that comment. I actually found some comments related to what I was talking about with these buttons. And somebody commented in one of these articles and said, like wearing a button does something. And so when I saw it, I thought, you know what? It does do something. It brings awareness to an issue. And if a celebrity wants to do it to bring awareness to an issue, if AOC wants to wear a fantastic dress that says tax the rich, have at it. And I think that this kind of activism is important, not just for people in celebrity status or political leaders, but for all of us, right? If there's something that you are feeling passionate about and you want to invite a conversation, wear that button, wear that shirt, bring it out there. Let's draw attention to these things. We can make change happen. We just need to stick together. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great day.
That's it for this episode of the Gorilla HR Podcast. We hope you found some unconventional wisdom and actionable advice to help you in your own HR journey. Remember, we're all working together to build better workplaces. Want to join in the conversation? Send us your questions, stories, and maybe even your own guerrilla tactics to podcast@gorilla-hr.com. And if you enjoyed the show, please like, subscribe, and share with your network. Until next time,